Group 2 presentation.
Good day, we are the Group 2 and we are going to report about the guidelines and understanding a work of art. So learning outcomes. At the end of this lesson, you are expected to A. Recognize the necessary question and understanding an artwork, and B. Identify the subject and the content in a work of art. So, guidelines for analysis of art. Knowing how to write a formal analysis of a work of art is a fundamental skill learned in an art appreciation level class. Students in the art history survey and upper level classes further develop these skills. Use this sheet as a guidelines when writing a formal analysis paper. So it is say that we need to know how to write a formal analysis, and these guidelines help us and guide us to how to write a formal paper. So it can also help us to analyze easily the work of the artwork. So there are 7 guidelines for analysis of art. So first, in many cases, this information can be found in the library or in the gallery guidebook. There may be an artist statement available in the gallery. If so, indicate in your text or by a footnote or endnote to your paper where you got the information. So number 2, subject matter. Who or what is represented? So, ang subject matter is kung unsa ang imong represent or kinsa. So, number 3, artist or architect. What person or group made it? Often, name refers to their life. This is not known. If there is a name, refers to the person as the artist or architect, not author. Refer to this person by their last name, not familiar by their first name. So, artist or architect, kung kinsaan ang buhat. So, number 4, date. When was it made? Kung paano siya gibuhat. It is the copy of something other what is made before or after the similar work. So, date, kung kano siya gibuhat or mga copy lang siya. Number 5, provenance. Where was it made? Kung asa gibuhat. Or whom, para kay kinsa. It is a typical of the art of the geographic area. Number 6, location. Where is the work of art now? Kung asa ang arts karon. Where was it originally located? Does the viewer look up at it or down at it? If it's not in its original location, does the viewer see it as the artist intended? Can it be seen on all sides or just one? So location, kung asa siya nagbuhat jud or asa jud ang original location. So number 7, techniques and medium. What materials is it made of? How was it executed? How big or small it is? Kung is it made of? How was it executed? How big or small it is? Kung giunsa nila pagbuhat, kung unsa ang materials, kung unsa siya kadako or kagamay. So for example, kaning Mona Lisa. So the subject is Mona Lisa del Giocondo. Kung unsa ang gibuhat, artist kung kasi nabuhat si Leonardo da Vinci, kanos ang gibuhat 1503. The 03 provenance kung asa dapit, the Museum du Louvre in Paris. Location sa museum since 1797 siya. Medium is oil paint. Genre is sporty. So this lesson help us to know what is the techniques to do artwork.
Explore subject in art. So the term subject in art is referred to the main idea that is represented in artwork. The subject in art is basically the essence of the piece or the point of the piece. So for us to determine subject matter in particular piece of art, we can ask ourselves what is actually depicted in this artwork, or what is artist trying to express to the world, or what is his or her message and how they are conveying that message. So in addition to that, subject is any person, object, scene, or event that describe or represent in a work of art. Now, there are two kinds of subject. We have first representational art. These types of subject refer to the object or events occurring in the real world, or an art that is clearly recognizable. Example of these are painting, sculpture, graphing, art literature. This is one of the example of painting of animals. It is clearly a painting of animals that's realistic proportion. Next, we have non-representational art. It is an art that does not depict anything from the real world, whether it is a person, place, things, or even a particular event. It may simply depict down in shapes, color, lines, and also express things that are not visible. One of the examples is an old lace. So it is clear that you could not see the real things.
The 5 main subjects that artists have been exploring in art for centuries.
Landscape. Picture of natural outdoor scenery such as mountains, rivers, fields, or forests. Landscaping design, it is analysis, planning, and design of exterior living spaces. Landscaping design today integrates a wide variety of elements to achieve functional and beautiful spaces of outdoor living. So, ang landscape ay makita nimo siya in outdoor or sa isang lugar na natural na panlabas at tanawin tulad ng bundok, ilog, bukid o kagubatan. So, that is the picture, the example of landscape. That is found in landscaping design. Kung nais makita nato siya outdoor living is what hers design of beautiful spaces. So, example din sa landscaping is mountain range, and leaf coast. The landscape is everything you can see when you look across an area of land, including hills, rivers, buildings, trees, and plants. Still life. The human life root is appreciable and ephemeral, and thus many critics firmly believe that roots acts of presentation of transcends natural existence. When the fruits in the portrayal appears to be fresh and ripe, it stands as a symbol of abundance, bounty, fertility, youth, and vitality. Ang still life it is a work of art depicting inanimate, typically commonplace objects that are either natural like food, flowers, or game, or man-made like glasses, books, vases, and other collectibles. That is my example of still life, fruits, vases. Ano siya, symbol of abundant and bounty. So, now po the example sa still life is flower vases, breakfast or baguette vases, or animal vases. Many of these works are executed purely to demonstrate the technical virtuously and enduring ability of the artist. So, ang ibig sabihin ng still life is ay ang mga kaayusan ng mga bagay na walang buhay, malamang yung ito ay likas o bagay na gawa ng mga tao.
Good day everyone. This afternoon, we will talk about portraits and natures. So, portraits is a picture of something or someone which describes his or her. It can be face of a beautiful girl or an old man. On the other hand, portrait refers to an image that taller than it is wide. It means portrait is a painting, photograph, sculpture, or other artistic representation of a person. So, portraits. So, what comes into our mind when we heard portraits? So, there's a lot of definition about portrait. It could be paintings or sculptures, or maybe it could be a photograph, or maybe an artistic representation of a person. So, portrait is not just merely taking photos of random people. So, the purpose of portrait is to tell a story with the pictures. So, ang layunin daw ng portraits ay magkwento sa pamamagitan ng larawan. So, portrait is a story. A story daw ang portrait. So, a story of who the person really was. A story of life, of his life, or a story of emotion, and so on. And also, portrait was about more than likeness. It spoke the status of position. So, in addition, portraits generally took a long time to paint. So, ang portrait daw is, it took time to paint. So, it took many months or hour or a year before the portrait mahuman. And the subject would commonly have to sit for hours or days. So, ang paggawa daw ng portrait bilang isang oras, upo ka lang sa isang upuan, magpipinta, at matatapos mo din ito ng isang oras. Hindi po. Ang paggawa ng portrait or painting, it took hours or days before it done. Example of portrait is Mona Lisa painting by Leonardo da Vinci. In 1517, Leonardo da Vinci began painting in 1503 to 1504 in Florence, Italy. It took 4 years to finish his work. And now, let's talk about nature. Nature focus view or interpretation of specific nature elements. It is equivalent to the natural world, physical universe, material world, or material universe. Nature refers to the phenomena of the physical world and also to life in general. So nature is everywhere. Whether you are out in the backyard with the kids, the park, the beach, or even just a sidewalk, there is nature around us. And with nature, everyone can express their creativity because through nature, they learn to classify and order all important parts of developing early skills. Thank you.
The last main subject is abstract. It is the kind of art that does not attempt to represent an accurate depiction of the art reality, but instead they use shapes, colors, forms, and gestural marks to achieve its effect. One of the examples of abstract is Cycles in Acrobats by Arturo Luz. Arturo Luz is a Philippine National Awardee in visual art. He is also known as a printmaker, sculptor, designer, and art administrator. He received the National Artist Award, the country's highest accolade in the arts, in year 1997.
Thank you for watching.